Hi survivors, welcome to the tutorial of the new Safe Haven update. In this video, I will explain and show you in details what this update is about. First, I want to address some important things. The name of the first tutorial video has been changed. It is now called Mission Tutorial. So, if you are totally new to the game, I recommend watching it after the video or when the time comes later in the video, because I will skip the missions for the video purposes, to only show the base part of the table. The reason why I skip them in this video is because that one mission can take about 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours. And if you already played the game, pretty much nothing has changed for missions except what is shown in this video. Thank you and let's begin. In this update, the table has been splitted in two. There's the base part of the table and the mission part of the table. This video is about the base part. This is where you'll be able to build your base every time you come back from a mission. A rulebook has been added to this part of the table and some things have been redone to it. There are 3 rulebooks in total. One in the base part. One in the mission part. And then notebook. They are all identical. The Codex has a new chapter only for the Safe Haven update. A new node has been added called Safe Haven. This node will explain in details everything you need to know about the base part of the table. Just to be clear, everything shown in this video is written in the rulebook. This is just a visual explanation of the rulebook for people that are more visual, like myself. This is where you will build everything for the base, from barricades, to weapon upgrades and everything in between. The weapon upgrades will help you in base combats. You will need to upgrade to the 1 star before the 2 stars and the 3 stars. You can upgrade to whatever weapon you want, if you have the resources available. Even if you have the shield, you can still upgrade to get the knife or the spear, same with ranged weapon upgrades. But fear not, you begin with 2 weapons that will stick around until upgraded. They are pretty much useless, but it's something at least. Barricades can be built outside of the zones, but they need to be adjacent to them. They protect your buildings from being attacked. There are 3 barricades. The wooden fence is cheap but low health. The metallic barricade has a medium cost and has good health, while the concrete wall is expensive but is really tough. Here are the attack defenses and the utility defenses. The utility defenses may give bonus in combats, after a combat, etc. While attack defenses will deal damage to hordes in combats. All cards from the upgrade buildings panel have 2 sides. The sides at which they are shown is the building cost, while the other side is the effect when built. Here are the structures. Those buildings are the one that you need the most, even though other ones are very useful. Structures will help you every time you come back from a mission, by crafting cards for you, recruiting survivors, giving you resources, etc. All buildings goes on the map when built. Structures and some defenses and barricades goes in the zones. Barricades may go 1 tile outside adjacent to zones. Defenses with the tag universal can go anywhere on the map. Those tags can be found in the rulebook, in the Safe Haven note or the Codex note. Here's the base inventory, where your survivors' loadout go and your crafted cards go. The player's board and combat board are pretty much for combats only. Here are the damage tokens. They only work when your buildings lose health. Everything else on the base part of the table is pretty much like the mission part of the table. The only small difference is that events replace inclement weather. Alright, it's time to start the game. How do we start, you might wonder? Well, there's the how to start note in the rulebook. I'm telling you, this rulebook is straight up fire. The first time you'll start the mod, you will need to draft 3 of 5 survivor cards and starting evolutions. Be sure to shuffle the decks, but I placed 5 good starting survivors at the top, if you don't want random survivors to start with. I love RNG too much, so I'll be shuffling them. Starting evolutions can be brought with you in missions. You'll need to choose one before each missions. Same with survivors. Cards brought with you in missions from the base have a blue dot at the bottom. This means that it must stay at the base after a mission. Don't ever place them in mission decks. It'll fuck up the decks. Basically, starting evolutions and scavenge cards have blue dots to them and a blue tint to the sides, and I repeat, replace them in the base decks after a mission or if losing them while doing a mission. Very important. Right now we need to choose 3 starting evolutions and 3 survivors. Try picking evolutions and survivors that have some kind of synergy. It's also important to have a survivor for the loadout, a survivor for combats and a survivor for missions. Picking 3 survivors that are better for base combats may have an impact in missions, etc. If you want to know what something does, like toxicity, hunger, ally, etc. It's written in the Codex note of the rulebook, or if you want to understand a loadout card, you may check it out in the appropriate decks. All cards are named, so they can be searched and found easily. I know the game by heart, so I don't need it. Now that my survivors have been chosen, it's time to gain their loadout. The Hitman survivor doesn't have a loadout but an effect. Since there are no turns or way to do it, we can basically play him last. So, we gain the loadout and kill one survivor to gain 8 resources. This is a pretty good start. Like I've said before, cards can be found easily with the search tool. The base's inventory has 10 inventory slots and can be upgraded to have 15. All scavenge cards and loadout go in the inventory. Scavenge cards have weight, displayed at the bottom of the card by a bag with a 1 or 2 in it. Cards that weigh 2 are placed in between inventory slots. This is explained in the mission tutorial. Now it's time to lose one survivor to gain 8 resources. Poor bastard, but I need the resources. The apocalypse can be a hard place to live in. When losing a card, they go back in their original decks. Resources are used to build everything for the base: structures, defenses, barricades and weapon upgrades. But we cannot build right now, since we just booted the mod. To start the mission, we need to choose a mission card. You'll need a survivor and a starting evolution. Choose wisely based on the mission. Then, place them accordingly. Mission cards are divided by 3 difficulties. There are easy missions, medium and hard missions. They each have their own goal, passives, map tile types and starting enemy tokens. When the mission is chosen, place it on the active mission slot, on the mission part of the table. You can bring cards from the base's inventory into missions. To help you, you can bring up to 3 common cards, 2 rare cards or 1 legendary card. You may also bring up to 2 crafting materials by transforming your resources into crafting materials. You can also choose to not bring anything or less than the choices, if you think it's the best option. Lastly, you'll need 2 crafting manuals from the same type. Again, choose wisely based on the mission. When everything is done, you'll need to set up the map, by gathering map tiles based on the mission, shuffling them all together and placing them randomly within the map space. Like I've said in the beginning of the video, right now could be the time to go watch the mission tutorial, which is in the description. You'll understand pretty much anything from that part of the table. To help you a little bit, this mission has 10 trap tiles in it. You just need to search for trap and make a custom deck. The mission trait of the hunter brings 2 map tiles. 1 enemy spotted neutral map tile and 1 watchtower positive map tile. Place them in a custom deck. Each mission have 30 map tiles. So, you'll need to gather the rest of the map tiles according to the mission. When the 30 map tiles deck is created, shuffle them all together and place them randomly. Again, you'll understand more in the mission tutorial. In missions, you will gain many cards. I will speed up the process to simulate the cards that you might gain. At the end of each mission, you'll need to count how many cards you have in your inventory, how many crafting materials and crafting manuals. When counted, you'll transform them in resources for the base in a 1-to-1 ratio, with maximum based on the selected mission difficulty. Easy missions give 6 resources at the end, medium missions give 8, while hard missions give 12. Everything is explained in the rulebook. The game has some basic scripts in it, to help reset the mission when it's over. After counting the cards you have, you'll need to click the Init button near all decks from the mission part of the table. Crafting manuals and crafting materials need to be outside the hand zones to be in it. Again, the blue dot cards are never in it. They go in the decks from the base. That means that this card, which I brought with me for the mission, will be transformed into a resource. When a mission is successful, the starting evolution and survivor cards are not lost, they come back from the mission. If the mission is failed, you will lose them. Combat cards need to be spreaded to be in it. Sometimes, your starting combat cards will be in it. In that case, click on the Melee Combat deck and search for the word, starting. All 8 starting combat cards will be there, just replace them in your draw pile. Don't forget to reset the inventory slots and bring back the ammo found, maximum 5. Let's say that I found 3 ammo in the mission, I will add them to the base. Now that the mission part of the table is reset, bring back the mission card. Since I succeeded the mission, I gain 8 resources. Neutral missions, which is the difficulty of the mission I just succeeded, give maximum 8 resources. And since I had 8 or more cards in my inventory, crafting materials or crafting manuals, I gain the maximum amount. Now, we need to repeat the base building phase. After coming back from a mission, you'll be able to build anything from the Buildings/Upgrades tab with the resources we just gained. The inn is a very useful structure to start with. You have 50% chance to gain a survivor card every time you come back from a mission. Let's build the inn. We need to place it on the map, within the zones. Each zones are important. There are 4 types of zones, which define how many hordes combats have. Zone 0 has 1 horde in combat, but the night combat is disabled. Yes, each night, instead of an event, a combat will occur. Prepare yourself. So, we'll place it in Zone 0 since it's safer. I need to lose the according resources. Let's also build the gym structure. This will allow me to gain 1 combat card of my type choice every time I'll come back from a mission. We need to place it in Zone 1. Now, Zone 1 is the activated one, so a combat will happen at night. Let's build a defense to help us. Let's build a mine. Not super useful, but if the horde spawn on it, it will help a lot. Anyway, we couldn't build anything else. Universal defenses may be placed anywhere on the map. There are other tags like this. They are all explained in the codex. All safe haven tags are found at the bottom. Some are even explained directly in the safe haven note, but for tags, the codex is the best. Also, untargetable defenses cannot be attacked by hordes, like this card. After that, we need to change phase, which brings an event. Events are divided by three categories: positive, neutral and negative. The invaders. This event make us lose 1 to 6 resources and 50% chance to make us lose 1 inventory card. Just like I've said in the mission tutorial, all mathematic in the game are done with dices. There's 1 to 6, 33% chance, 50% chance in the spinning wheel for positions, etc. Happy face means good for us. After that we just repeat what we've done so far. This is the game's loop. Do missions, bring back resources, build, survive and repeat pretty much. The rest of the video is me simulating missions to gain resources and build more. You should also stick around for combats. There's one combat in the video. It was a quick one but it was just to show the basics of it, since I've covered them in the mission tutorial. The base combats are pretty much the same, with some differences, that I will explain when it comes later in the video. Now let's say that I succeeded an easy mission. So, let's gain 6 resources. Since we now have 2 structures, we'll gain their effects when coming back from a mission, succeeded or not. Since it's the dice has an happy face, we gain 1 survivor. The scavenger. If we would have a dump structure, we could have gained the battery equipment card, but we don't have it. Now let's gain its loadout. Our base's inventory is almost full. Maybe we should consider building the warehouse structure, making us unlock the 5 locked inventory slots. Or we should bring some cards to the next mission. Since we also have the gem, we gain 1 combat card of our type choice. Since we only have 3 ammo, I will choose a melee combat card. Let's add it to our draw pile and reshuffle. Don't forget, if you own multiple structure with the tag, inactive, you can only play 1 every time you come back from a mission. In this video, I don't have any. We don't have many resources to build anything. Let's change the phase, to bring a new event. Human trafficker. Maybe we can sell 1 survivor card to gain 2 resources, so we can maybe build something after. With the warehouse built, we can have more space in the base's inventory. Since we have 4 resources left, why not buy a survivor? We'll have 3 survivors and maybe some more cards. It's time to do a mission, once again. Let's say that we failed the mission. In that case, we'll lose all cards from the mission and no resources will be gained at the end. We will also lose the survivor card and the starting evolution card that were brought to the mission. But fear not, the base is not affected by this and all non-inactive structures can be played, just as if we succeeded the mission. Let's say we brought 2 cards with us for the mission. They will be lost, just like if the mission was succeeded, but without gaining the resources. Like I've said before, the base is not affected by this, so we can still gain effects from structures. We are getting pretty lucky with the 50% chance dice. Let's gain a survivor and its loadout. Alright, we are now at night. Every night, the event is replaced by a combat, except for Zone 0. Since we're in Zone 1, we will have to do a combat against one horde. Everything is explained in the rulebook. Since we have a building in Zone 1, the Zone 1 is the activated one. Basically, whenever a building is in a zone, this zone is the activated one. Now we have 2 buildings in Zone 1 and 1 building in Zone 0. The Zone 1 is activated. It is always the higher zone that is activated. So, for instance, if you have 1 building in Zone 0 and 1 building in Zone 3, the Zone 3 is the activated one. With this system, you don't have much freedom to build where you want, but at least it's way easier to know how many hordes you'll fight in combats. You just have to check the zone underneath the building. Barricades that are built adjacent and outside the zones, doesn't count towards this. Same goes for universal defenses that are outside the zones. It's time to reveal the horde we're going to fight. Agile Horde. This is a legendary, one of the best. It has quick, it means that it will start first, since we don't have quick right now. Let's add quick to their status/effects bar and let's see where it'll spawn with the spinning wheel. In bases combat, hordes always spawn on the borders of the map. In missions, enemies spawn from the player, but not here. Maybe we'll get lucky and it'll spawn on our landmine. So, in bases combat, we can choose one of our survivor to help us, activating their combat trait. So, we reveal the hordes and their positions first, after we choose our survivor, and we finish by spawning the player within any zones. Luckily, I don't know how we're so lucky, but we have the hunter survivor, which applies 1 cripple at the start of the combat. Cripple removes the movement from the entity for X turn. Since the horde has quick and moves 3, it is more than perfect. Place the survivor accordingly, like so. If the horde wouldn't be crippled, it would have attacked the structure or ourself right away. But now, they need to skip their turn. Now it's our turn. Just like the missions, we need to draw our cards. In our case, it's 5. We also need to spawn our player within any zones. For base combats, since that sometimes 2 hordes could be far away from each other, we need to have more movement. This is why we have 2 free move each turn instead of 1, like missions. We also start with 3 or 4 movement cards in our deck. We also can build tunnels utility defenses, which allow us to use 1 movement to teleport to another tunnel, but they are not useful now since we are only in zone 1. We also begin with 1 ranged weapon and 1 melee weapon. They don't do anything special, but can be upgraded. The ranged weapon allow us to use ranged cards in range. Here, I use my 2 free movement to attack the horde in melee. After that, I can shoot it. Don't forget to lose 1 ammo. And we finish by playing the lucky shot. Now it's the horde's turn. Since it's in melee with me, and I'm the closest entity, they will attack me. Let's finish it off with 2 strikes. After the combat, replace your survivor in the survivor zone. If we would have died, we would have lost it, and our upgraded weapons and half our buildings, chosen by us. After each combat, we can repair our buildings. It costs 3 resources to repair 1 building to full health. Here are the damage tokens. When a building loses health, you'll need to place a token on the building. There are 3 damage tokens. Story short, after a couple of days of testing, I was annoyed by the 1 damage token only, so I added the 3 damage and the 5 damage token just before making this video. It's time to simulate another mission. Let's say that we succeeded a hard mission and we found 4 ammo and we had enough cards to gain our 12 resources. Let's say that we also brought these 2 cards with us for the mission. Let's build a dump. It's kind of expensive at first, but it will be worth in the long term, since we gain 2 resources every time we come back from a mission, or we can even have the choice to choose 1 resource instead, if you need one in particular. Since we now have a building in Zone 2, the Zone 2 is now activated. We'll have to fight 2 hordes in combats from now on. Let's also upgrade one of our weapon, since we don't have enough for defenses right now. Like I've said before, we need to upgrade to the 1 star first before the 2 stars and 3 stars. Let's build the harpoon. It does nothing special for now, but at least it's range 2 instead of ranged. Since we just came back from a mission, let's gain our structure's effects. The luck is on our side once again. Let's gain 1 survivor. Unfortunately, the maximum number of survivors is 3. We now have 4. Luckily, or not, this survivor needs a guardhouse to join, but we don't have one. This survivor and 1 other survivor cannot join if something. I don't want to spoil too much, but there's a criminal survivor that also cannot join if you have the sheriff survivor or the merchant survivor. Anyway, we now stay at 3 survivors. We are now at dawn. Each dawn, an event will occur, just like other phases. But this time, also gain 1 combat card of your type choice and 2 resources. Let's see if we can build something. No, we can't. Let's reveal the event. Fortune teller. We may lose 2 resources to reveal the next event. Let's do it. What the fuck, fortune teller again? Well, that's pretty funny. Anyhow, it's time for another mission. Well, not really. It's the end of the video. I hope you are enjoying this new update. Stay strong in the tiny apocalypse survivor. Until next time.